Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about bore sighting a rifle scope on a rifle. And what you're actually doing is assuring yourself that the crosshairs on that scope are aligned with where the center line of the bore is pointed. There's several different ways to do that. Back in the old days, you used to be able to put the gun in some type of a rest, a very solid device, remove the bolt from the firearm, and take a good look down the bore at something some distance away. Once you had that rifle locked into place and aimed directly through the center line of the bore at something, you looked through the scope and adjusted the scope to where the crosshairs were on the same place. Then you shot it in after the end. We've come a bit since then, so now we have a couple different types of devices called a Borescope. This is a optical device that has a grid in it, right direct in the dead center, and on it is attached what they call a spud, different sizes for different calibers. That spud fits nice and snugly right down the bore. Again, you lock this in a vise so it's good and stable, the gun. As you look through the scope where the crosshairs are, you set this up so this grid is perfectly level with the crosshairs. You've leveled the scope to the gun. Now you're going to have this level. Once you've done that, you'll sight down the scope at the crosshairs, and what you're doing is adjusting the crosshairs on that scope to the center line of the grid. What the grid has is X crosses like this, one center line. The center of that is the center line of the bore, moved directly upward so it's in line with the scope. Once you've lined the crosshairs on the scope with the center crosshairs on this, you should be real close to dead center. Then you may want to adjust it up a little bit if you're going to be sighting it in for distance. That's the easiest way. Another thing they've come out with, which we won't show you but I'll talk about, is a laser bore sighting device. You usually need 25 feet. The laser again fits in the bore very snugly and tightly so it's in a direct line with the bore. You put the gun in a vise, shine that laser dot 25 feet away on a grid on the wall. Again, a 1-inch crosshair grid. Then you'll adjust the crosshairs on the scope to where they hit dead center on that laser dot. There's a couple different kinds. Some of them are lasers that fit into the bore. They also make specific calibers that fit right in the breech of the gun, just like a cartridge. Fit right into that breech. They're dead center on the bore. They shine that little laser dot out in the wall, and you adjust those scope crosshairs right to the center of that dot.